I'm out here, baby. I am about to jump on this canyon, and I thought I'd pull over and chat with you guys for a minute, but I think what I'm gonna do is just this. But it's been a beautiful day out here. We've been filming, we've been talking. I mean, look at this. Come on. Let's go. How amazing is that? Such a beautiful day out today. There's a lot I want to talk to you guys about. I'm going to keep this video super simple, super chill. I'm not going to waste a lot of your time, but we're going to have a good day. And man, what a beautiful day it is. Loving this road. I've been in cruise control all day. Now, if you want to see me get it, there's other videos of me getting it, but this just feels right today. This feels amazing. And I want to talk to you guys about something that you're doing that is robbing you of your joy and preventing you from getting the success you want sooner than later. And when I say success, there are 5 types of wealth, you guys. I just read a book about this, and I'm not going to quote the book. I honestly found the book to be generic. It came highly recommended by podcasters, but you know, they're all being paid to support these books and authors, and it's all commercials. Everything's a commercial. But I wanted to flip through it, and it makes perfect sense. There's your financial wealth, there's your spiritual wealth, there's your healthy wealth, there's your family wealth, and I don't even know what the last one is. I really don't care because it was just generic. But at the end of the day, I feel like I've been robbed of a lot of my 5 types of wealth because of my own hyper-focus on the one type of wealth. And for me, that one type of wealth was money. But where in your life are you so focused on one of those 5 types of wealth that you're losing everything else? I know people whose parents, they are parents, and all they care about is their kids and their wives, and everything else just falls to shit. And people who only care about their work and they have no life. And so I think for me, one of the biggest robbers, let me turn down this radio. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's loud. For me, one of the biggest robbers is that I'm always living 10 years ahead. Always. When I was homeless, it was like, okay, one day I'm going to have an amazing career and I'm going to be able to drive a nice car that actually has air conditioning. And I'm going to be able to have clothes and go eat out at a restaurant, you know. And then you get that, and it's like, oh, 10 years from now, my business is going to be twice as big. I'm going to be hundreds of millions of dollars coming in. I'm going to take over the globe. And then 10 years later, it's just always 10 years ahead. You're never satisfied with the moment. And I spend so much of my life like that. Even now, I'm like, I still do meditate on and brainwash myself for the version of me that's 10 years from now. I do think that that's a very powerful exercise. I think it helps with manifesting the right future. I think it helps with self-hypnosis to act. It's hard to act successful when you're struggling, but a struggling person will never be successful. You have to be before you have. And so in order to have success, you have to be a successful person. You have to have those habits. You have to get up early, work on your health, work on your body, your fitness, your diet, respond to the email, have the hard conversation, be fearless, all the things that the super wealthy do. These are habits that are proven to get you into new echelons in life. And so, but when you're broke and struggling to get by and living on welfare and stuff, it's very hard to think about what it takes to be successful. And so one of the biggest tricks preview of it. I always take 10 deep breaths with my eyes closed to regulate my heart and get myself into my higher mind. And then I visualize myself walking down a dark stairway into a private movie theater. And in this dark private movie theater, I sit down and I look at the white screen in front of me. And each, by the way, there's about 12 steps down into this basement movie theater that I go into, and each step is a deep breath in and deep breath out. So by the time I'm down these 12 steps, it's been another 5 minutes of meditating and breathing. And then I sit down and look at the screen and I visualize my life right now. And I just think about everything going on in my life right now, the way I react, the way I respond to certain things, the things that I think about, the way I spend my days. And I see the day sort of like a bird flying over the roof of a house. You know, picture like a bird flying over a neighborhood, passing over houses and roofs and things below them happening, cars driving. I'm sort of the bird flying over my day, and I look at myself and what I accomplished that day, how I felt while accomplishing it. Did I waste time? Did I scroll on my phone too much? Did I avoid the hard conversation, put the email off for tomorrow? I just get really settled into who I am right now. And then the screen fades to black and comes back up with a new show. And then this new show, with the same level of depth and emotional introspection and detail of the day, I visualize my perfect life that I want. I visualize myself owning all the real estate, money in the bank, a family, kids, a beautiful woman in my life. You know, I visualize everything from the spiritual connections and the meditations and the peace within, to the outside stuff, to the car I want in the garage, the office I want, the number of employees I want. We get detailed in these meditations. And then once I've sort of looked at the perfect day of the perfect life that I want for myself, and this is your chance to really go big. You can think about private jets and flying around the world and private airplanes that you own and having any dream you want. This is your perfect life that you actually want for yourself. Think about what you want, not what you think you can accomplish, but what you want. And then feel the emotions that you feel in that moment, the level of pride that you have, the satisfaction, how happy you are with yourself, how much joy you have, and what's lighting you up, and just all these amazing experiences. You want to feel them externally and internally and really get deep into those emotions. Allow that joy and that pride, the good kind of pride, not the devilish kind, not the sin kind, but just that gratitude for everything you've done for yourself. Really allow that to sink in. Take your time with this meditation. And then the screen is going to fade to black, and it's going to come up with the third and final movie. Now you're back. You're back in the current life that you have right now that you already meditated on. You're flying back over it the same day that you already flew over and meditated on. You're going right back to it. But now what you're doing is you're inserting that internal feeling you had when you lived your dream. You're putting that joy and that gratitude into today's moments and into today's activities, into the things that you're doing now. You're taking all of that success, that being successful, that being satisfied, that being content and fulfilled with your life. You're taking all that feeling and you just pile it into today's flyover. And you feel, what does your life feel like now with that self-confidence and pride and joy of that successful higher version of yourself? And then you embed that into yourself right now, and that is what you take with you. As you fade that screen to black, slowly get up and you take 12 deep breaths up the stairway, and you open that basement door out into your current life, and you open your eyes, and as you open your eyes, that feeling is now a part of your day-to-day life. And you can do this every morning. It's not like you do it once and your life changes. You can do it every morning, but by being that person that's full of gratitude and full of confidence and is so happy, has just those feelings of joy that only your higher self understands, you can pull those into the now, and then you start attracting all that into your life. You know, as a paraglider, it's funny because we fly these paragliders when we launch off mountains, and we fly these paragliders around where the air has spots of sink, and then there's pockets of air where the air is cooling upward. The ground is hot, and every 1,000 feet it's 5 degrees cooler, all the way up to 20,000 feet or whatever. And so we're in this sink of warm air or cool air that's not changing. It's stable. Stable air is sinking air. And then we get into this unstable air, and our wings start to go up, and these are usually cylinder-shaped pockets of air. And so we do circles, and we start spiraling upward and upward and upward, and it's this amazing experience spiraling upward. Well, what'll happen is as soon as you snag a thermal and you start spiraling upward, if there's, say, 10 other pilots in the air with you, as you're spiraling in a circle, you'll notice that you have 10 pilots from all over the region, all beelining straight for you, heading directly to your thermal because you found the lift. You know, you can't see it when you're out there. All you can do is search for it. And so we all do this. It's part of the game. You're always trying to find lift, and you're always looking at other pilots to see if they find lift. And then when they do, you just beeline straight for them, and you get up under them, and you guys climb up together, and then lift ends. There's always a top of lift, and so when the lift ends, you push out, and you remember where that lift was. So if you don't find anything, you can try to go back to it. Think like a lava lamp. So the water of the lava lamp is sinking air, and then there's these little bubbles of cooling air that lift you up. And so sometimes you go back to where the lift was, and it's not there anymore because that bubble lifted up and is gone now. So sometimes you get pushed up to the top of lift, and then sometimes you fall out underneath it because it's rising faster than your wing can. And so the reason why I bring that up is because that's what happens when you come out of that meditation and you're feeling that gratitude and you're being that successful person. All of your dreams, everything you wanted to accomplish, the family, the wealth, the houses, the cars, maybe you're just depressed and you don't want to be depressed, you're sick and you want to be healthy. Whatever you're manifesting in that meditation is like those paragliders. You are now in that thermal, and all of your dreams and hopes and wishes and meditations are all beelining it straight for you, coming directly at you. And nothing happens overnight. You know, it takes sometimes 5 or 10 minutes for these paragliders to reach the thermal. And that could be 5 or 10 years for some of the things to get to you. You know, if you have really big ambitions and you want to build a business and sell it for $300 million, like I'm trying to accomplish right now, you could expect that to take a while. But you know what's beautiful is it's like the 5-minute mile. Nobody could break a 5-minute mile for 100,000 years of mankind. Nobody broke a 5-minute mile on record. And then one person, 1 year, breaks the 5-minute mile, in that same year, like 20 other people broke it. It's because once we see what can be accomplished, we accomplish it. So I have a friend who started a financial company, and within 18 months of starting that company, he made $350 million. So it's like, okay, that's that 5-minute mile. So it's like, so it is possible in America to make all your dreams come true super fast. So I hang on to that. I put that in my meditations, that not only will all my dreams come true, but they'll come true in the next 18 months. And the beautiful thing is it doesn't matter, because in 18 months, if it hasn't happened, I'm still living my daily gratitude. By being that version of yourself, your life is so much better. You see the joy in the simple things. Life is just easier. I mentioned in a previous video about how the world is our mirror. I had a hectic ride down the freeway. I left in a hurry. I was stressed out. I had to deal with all this traffic, and it just seemed really hectic and hostile. And it was because I was stressed out. And so, you come out of that. I took a little breather at a gas station to be at peace and get back on the road peaceful, and the rest of the ride was super peaceful. And so that's just a really small example of what you can do for your life. Now, that meditation totally came out of nowhere. Where did I even start on this video? That's a good question. See, I'm just downloading from the heavens above. This is what you guys needed to hear. And so I just start talking and I start receiving these downloads, and I don't even remember what segued into it. The opening of this topic was, man, if you could remember what I opened up this topic with that segued into these meditations and this manifestation conversation, put it in the comments below. I would love to remember. That's what it was. Okay. It was basically that the one thing you're doing that's hurting yourself more than helping you, and you would get success a lot faster if you stopped, and that is living 10 years ahead, not having gratitude in the moment, not having the confidence in the moment to think that you can do it. So I guess that meditation was the perfect segue. So then that's it. I hope you really enjoyed that talk. I enjoyed it. I'm going to shut her down now and enjoy these mountains. I might pull over and take a breather and get back in and talk about some more stuff, but at the end of the day, I feel like that was a great one. So if you're still here, all my love and gratitude goes out to you. I appreciate you more than you know. Get out there and do good things and be good and help people when you can. And if you're listening to this, you are the resistance. And I'm out, baby. Peace.